On Monday, the motion of no confidence was tabled against Imran Khan's party, the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf (PTI) in Pakistan's National Assembly. The tabling of no confidence motion in the lower house of Pakistan's parliament basically means that the opposition parties no longer believe that Imran Khan's government has the majority in the parliament to run the government. Now, for the past couple of days, there has been intense debates in Pakistan in which the opposition parties are criticizing Imran Khan's government for high inflation, high fuel prices, bad foreign policy, and total mismanagement over the past 4 years. Now, we are all mature enough to know that what is happening to Imran Khan has less to do with the prices of tomatoes and potatoes and more to do with Khan running out of favor with Pakistan's army. The truth is that Pakistan's army, aka the establishment, has turned against Imran Khan after he crossed line by delaying the appointment of the current ISI chief, Nadeem Ahmed Anjum. And even though everyone is criticizing Imran Khan nowadays for almost everything, I personally feel that some things Imran tried to do while he was in power are commendable and should be given credit for. But let me start from the beginning. In 2018, Imran Khan became the 22nd Prime Minister of Pakistan. Ever since he was elected, he has been dubbed as a selected Prime Minister because the Pakistan's army heavily micromanaged the 2018 election in Imran's favor, and they did so by bribing and intimidating candidates opposing PTI and manipulating election results. This is usual business in Pakistan, nothing new here. Anyways, even after army's full support, Imran Khan's party failed to get majority in National Assembly. The PTI only won 149 seats out of the 172 seats required to make a government. So to get Imran Khan's party to majority, the army convinced smaller parties like Muttahid-e-Qawmi Movement Pakistan, Balochistan Awam Party, and Pakistan Muslim League Q to get into coalition with PTI, after which Imran Khan became the Prime Minister of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan. In the beginning, Imran Khan was adored by everyone. Apart from full support from the establishment, Imran Khan's corruption-free image and a general nostalgia among Pakistani people about the 1992 Cricket World Cup, in which Khan led Pakistan to victory, had created a lot of hope among the people of the country. Khan, speaking about the cause of Islamophobia at the 2019 UN General Assembly, showered him with a lot of praise from a community that has been thirsty for any positive attention. Imran Khan also promised to make Pakistan a Riyasat-e-Madina, an Islamic welfare state based on rule of law, justice and meritocracy, things that people of Pakistan have not experienced at all. However, unfortunately for Imran Khan, he became Prime Minister during the toughest time the world has seen after Second World War.
China has identified the cause of the mysterious new virus.
Coronavirus.
The pandemic put Imran Khan in the most difficult spot among world leaders in this crisis. He had to make a choice between putting Pakistan on lockdown and forcing millions to starve to death, or let business go on as usual and let COVID kill millions. Imran Khan chose the latter. See, COVID took the entire world by surprise, and even leaders of the most developed countries had to take tough decisions. So, especially blaming Imran Khan for not imposing lockdown would be unfair, considering there was the President of America mocking for wearing masks.
But did you ever see a man that likes a mask as much as him? And then he makes a speech, and he always has it, not always, but a lot of times he has it hanging down. Because you know what? It gives him a feeling of security. If I were a psychiatrist, I'd say, this guy's got some big issues. Hanging down. Hanging down. Congressman, give me your mask. I want to have it hanging from my ear. I don't want to touch your damn mask.
But yes, like many other countries, Pakistan did not have the luxury of shutting down because of high levels of poverty and lack of basic government infrastructure like healthcare systems and food distribution mechanisms to take care of people during lockdown. However, even though Pakistan did not go into full lockdown, its economy was still not protected from the effects of global supply chain disruption. COVID massively disrupted the import of goods into Pakistan, making everything super expensive. And high oil prices further contributed to inflation. Adding to that, high foreign debt that Pakistan had accumulated over years meant that Pakistan's government could not spend money on the welfare of its people because they had to pay huge interest on foreign loans. The withdrawal of America from Afghanistan was the only good thing that happened in the eyes of Pakistanis. They felt proud that they had successfully defeated two superpowers, first the USSR, then the US by covertly supporting Taliban. They felt that now the Taliban is in power, they have got control over entire Afghanistan. This celebration, however, did not last for long, as Taliban refused to listen to Pakistanis, and terrorists from within Pakistan increased their attacks on Pakistan's soil as revenge for supporting the Americans on their war on terror. The army could not do anything about it. because it did not have the money to fight the terrorists. The situation got so bad that Pakistan government and naturally the army was forced to begin peace talks with a terrorist organization called Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan that had once killed 134 children in an army school in Peshawar. Imran Khan had to face the heat for everything. People make a lot of fun of Imran Khan, but I personally give him a lot of credit for leading a country deep in debt and infested with terrorists during one of the most difficult times humanity had to face. You will also appreciate Khan when you realize that he took care of his people without having any real power. There is a very famous and very cliched dialogue from the movie Spider-Man.
Remember, with great power comes great responsibility.
With great power comes great responsibility. In the Islamic Republic of Pakistan, the great power lies with the Pakistan's army, but all of the responsibility is with a democratically elected government. In Pakistan, it is the army that has real power. It is the establishment that decides what Pakistan's economic policy is going to be, what will be its security apparatus, who is going to jail, or worse, executed. And it does all of these things by putting people of its choice as strategic locations in the Pakistan's government. But the thing is that Pakistan's army, the establishment, is very corrupt. Army generals in Pakistan have huge stakes in country's infrastructure projects and businesses, through which they amass a lot of wealth and settle in Western countries. The government officials often use people's taxes for personal benefits, leaving common Pakistanis without proper food, water, electricity, and public infrastructure. And when people of Pakistan get angry and ask questions, the establishment has the so-called elected government in the front to take blame for things it has no control over. In October 2021, Imran Khan refused to sign the appointment letter of the new Director General of ISI sent by the Pakistani Army. He refused the appointment because he favored the then DGISI. Inter-Service Intelligence ISI, if you don't know, is Pakistan's intelligence agency, and it is regarded as deep state within Pakistan's army. So it is very important for everyone that they have their man on top of the deep state. It is believed that Faiz Hamid was instrumental in getting Imran Khan elected in 2018 and later attacking his political enemies through government institutions as DGISI. Then there are rumors, that too from credible sources, that it was actually Imran Khan's current wife Bushra Bibi, who is like a seer, who convinced Khan that if he let Hamid go, it will be the end of his political career due to mystical reasons. This mystical angle becomes even more believable because Imran Khan is known to be very superstitious and is known to take important political advice from Bushra Bibi. So last month, the three major opposition parties in Pakistan's National Assembly, that is Pakistan Muslim League N, Pakistan's People's Party and Muttahida Majlis-e-Amal, announced that they will be filing a no-confidence motion against Imran Khan's government. They claim that the three small parties that were in coalition with PTI no longer support Khan's government, and PTI no longer has majority in the lower house. When the three political parties refused to deny these claims, it became increasingly clear that Imran Khan's tenure was about to end. The moment Imran Khan realized this, he began to do massive rallies across Pakistan to show how much support he has from the people of Pakistan. In these rallies, Khan has been seen recounting achievements of his government, as well as insulting the leaders of opposition parties.
जनरल बाजवा से बात हो रही थी, उन्होंने कहा कि इमरान देखें, फजल-उर-रहमान को डीजल ना कहना। मैं तो जनरल बाजवा नहीं कह रहा, लेकिन अवाम उसका नाम डीजल रख दिया, अवाम ने उसका नाम।
As of recently, Imran Khan claimed that this whole no-confidence motion is an American conspiracy against him because he has been vocal about America's crime in Pakistan during his war on terror and later for refusing CIA bases after withdrawal from Afghanistan.
Will you allow the American government to have CIA here in Pakistan to conduct cross-border counter-terrorism missions against Al-Qaeda, ISIS or the Taliban?
Absolutely not.
The US has obviously denied all of this. It is obvious that Imran Khan is lying and he is trying to paint the next Prime Minister as puppet of America to lower his credibility until the next elections. I'm sure today Americans are much more bothered about regime changes in Russia than what is happening in Pakistan. Still, in Pakistan, blaming the Americans or even God is still better than blaming the army. That's how dangerous the establishment is. The support that Pakistan army had given to Imran Khan through MQM and Balochistan Awam Party is now gone. Last week, both of these parties announced that they are now against PTI. The Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf no longer has numbers in the lower house of the parliament to run the government, and this will show at the vote of no confidence on 3rd of April, which is really sad. no Prime Minister of Pakistan has completed his full term. They have either been forced to resign, replaced by military dictatorship, disqualified by Supreme Court that is influenced by the army, or simply assassinated. It looks like Imran Khan is going to be the first to be ousted through a vote of no confidence. The next Prime Minister of Pakistan is most likely to be Shebaz Sharif, leader of PML and younger brother to Nawaz Sharif, previous PM of Pakistan who is currently in London escaping corruption charges. In case any of you are wondering if there is going to be a military coup in Pakistan like it has been many times in the past, the answer to that question is no. The Pakistan army has realized that it is easier to control power from background than to take over and face responsibility for all the horrible things the people of Pakistan are suffering today. Imran Khan says he will come back soon, but he will only do so if he regains support of the army. Thank you ladies and gentlemen for coming over to my vlog. I will see you soon.